J.C. Watts talks the talk and walks the walk. An athlete, clergy, politician, he was born into poverty in segregated Oklahoma and soon after joined that army of American children who were black attending integrated schools. He gained national fame as the quarterback for the Oklahoma Sooners. We talk about that all the time. He then became the first African American elected to lead Oklahoma in the House of Representatives. So fast forward to February of 2020, and one of the reasons that we are here with you, in fact, the reason we're here today, is the launch of the Black News Channel. JC, welcome to DC today on this, the first day of Black History Month. I can't wait to keep telling this story over and over and over again every year until you get grayer and grayer. And people say, how many times are going to wheel him out? And I'm going to say every time we have to, because what you did was, to quote the president, a big you-know-what deal.
Dale, thank you for having me on. I appreciate your show and appreciate how you handle your interviews and how you bring a perspective to the American people that needs to be heard. And I think your way of interviewing is very provocative and it kind of gets people to thinking. So thank you for letting me come on and share my perspective.
JC, I remember when we were rolling out the network and we were in New York, and you kept telling the story about how frustrated it was being in Congress and knowing that our news was not being covered. Our stories were not being covered. And you brought up the example of sickle cell. Explain that to our audience.
Well, Dale, just think about it. I think what you do and what many of the people on BNC, what they do in terms of hosting their show and telling the African American story, we often only get the side of the story that people see. If I hold up my hand and I say, "What do you see?" People could tell me what they see, but I see a different picture. And so I think it's important that we take a full view of the American story. And sickle cell is just one of those things because I've been involved in sickle cell here in the state of Oklahoma. My family's impacted by it. 95% of the people, 97% of the people in the country that deal with sickle cell, they look like me, they look like us. But that story is not told. It's not talked about on other networks. On our network, we have talked about sickle cell and how it impacts the Black community. We have seen, even with the opioid crisis, we've seen unintended consequences in the opioid crisis because doctors now are afraid to prescribe pain medication to sickle cell to the sickle cell community, sickle cell patients, because they're afraid they may get sued. And so the pain of sickle cell is somewhat likened to the pain of cancer. And I've seen cancer patients. My father, the last 10 days of his life, just the pain of cancer going through his body was excruciating, and it was difficult for me to watch. And so I had some comparison when they talked to me about sickle cell and say these patients, they need some of the opioids that are prescribed to deal with their pain. But when we sued the opioid companies, when we sued the pharmaceutical companies, and I'm not saying they were goody-goody two-shoes, I'm just saying there were some unintended consequences in that lawsuit. And so here in Oklahoma, we're trying to get some relief for sickle cell patients. Again, other networks aren't interested in talking about sickle cell. At BNC, we are.
JC, it has not been easy getting this network launched. You and I met, I think it was 15 years ago. And I remember telling you the story of Bob Johnson when BET was launched. And I asked Bob why they were doing so many really objectionable videos. And he said because Black folk wouldn't watch. They wouldn't pay the money to watch. And he said he couldn't get top ranked talent. And he said, like me. And he said I was too expensive. And I said, but you didn't ask. You ask. And that was what was fascinating to me 15 years later. And I said, what are you paying? And that's a story for another day. But the fact is, you did it. How hard was it launching this network?
Well, Della, I like to say anything like BNC or anything like what BET did, what BNC has done, what other networks who are not considered to be mainstream, that if our audience, if they are people of color, it's just not, for whatever reason, it's not as easy. And you were kind of whispering in my ear from day one about some of the challenges that we would have, and you thought it had merit, and you kind of offered up some concepts or some ideas, and even ideas on personnel that would be good. But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And 15, 16 years later, we launched, and we still have some challenges, but I think I'm very bullish. I continue to be very bullish on BNC, and I think when you look at our lineup, the Dale Walters, the Mark Lamont Hills, the Kelly Wrights, the Charles Blows, Yodit, Aisha, when you look at that lineup, you have to ask yourself, as good as that lineup is, why didn't other networks offer opportunities or offer shows? And while I've got my thoughts about why they didn't, one of those thoughts is that um, you don't mind having a black voice on talking about the issues of the day, but those issues of the day, they are not sickle cell, they are not healthcare disparities, they are not anything about Africa, they're not talking about how you know taxes impact the black community, or so they don't make it African American centric, and so BNC does, and it's unfortunate that George Floyd and Armand Arbery and Breonna Taylor. It's unfortunate that, and it's a sad commentary that those people had to sacrifice their lives. Reverend King had to sacrifice his life for people to say, yes, there is something wrong with the system. There is something unjust about how we're meting out justice in our legal system, in our prison systems. You don't, again, you've never heard most networks peel the onion to the point that we do, or to the depth that we do, to find out what the symptoms are. I mean, not just find out what the symptoms are, but find out what the root cause of the injustice is. And I think we do a good job of that at PNC.
JC, most people don't get to see their life dream play out before them daily on television. I'm curious, we're now 2 years old. What has been the bright spot so far? What was that moment when you looked at it and said, damn, that's good?
Well,
And it better
the
be
day
this
we
show, by the
launched,
way. It better be
well,
this show.
well, Dale, the day we launched, um, we were going to hit the air at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Gary Wardlaw, who was our CEO at the time, Gary had a few of us in his office to see history unfold, and just the fact that we were on the air and we were up and running, that was huge. That was a major accomplishment. The fact that we were on air. Now, we still had bugs to iron out and wrinkles to iron out and so forth, but the fact that we were on air, what was a big thing, and you happen to be one of the pioneers that was on the air from day one, and that was involved with this from day one. So I think there's many things we can point to, and then secondly, it's just a matter of fact, you've got to have capital, and we were able to attract capital. Shad Khan bought into the dream and bought into the vision, and we had some wrinkles in terms of our management team, and finally got that right when we got Prince O'Hare to we talked him into joining the team. but we've continued to grow and continue to iron out wrinkles. But I think the fact that we got we were not looking to the 679th step. We were on February 10th, about 3 years ago. We were looking to the first step, and that first step was launching
Yep.
and getting on air, and that happened, and we've seen some major gains since that time.
JC, I don't know if they told you or not, but we're launching a social media campaign. So if you can get 5 of your friends to watch us at least 15 minutes, we can get to 2 million. I'm just saying that I'm putting out that friend request right here on the air, and we can keep it going.
And that is important because that's one of the challenges. We do need to do a better job of informing the American people who we are, where we are. And we launched a major campaign here a couple of weeks ago, within the last couple of weeks, to do that. And a part
Yeah.
of that is getting 5 people that we know to watch 15 minutes a day. And at the end of the day, that's going to make a huge difference. And it helps all of us, the African American community. It helps us there at BNC and what we're trying to accomplish for the community. It helps Dale Walters and his show and every other show on our network. So that's extremely important. 5 people, not a lot, but hey, if a lot of people do 5, that makes a huge difference.
Did I mention that JC was also a politician and I did not get a firm commitment? JC Watts, the CEO of the Black News Channel. JC, thanks for being with us, the chairman of our board.